Um, I don't know if this is going to take or not. Um, I'm going to try to put it up. I don't think it's going to. They're not going to let me. I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, and it's almost 3 a.m. And today will be Sunday morning. It's January the, I can't even think right at the moment. 5th, I guess today's the 5th, 2020. For a long time now, I've put up on YouTube and Facebook about my kidnapping. I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, and my father's Edward VIII, who was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, not Wallace Simpson. That was a total lie. It was a takedown of my father, and because he wouldn't go along with the Illuminati. He wasn't a Freemason or Illuminati, Rockefeller, Rothschild, and he wouldn't take orders from them. So they took him down. It wasn't he that abdicated, a double did, and a double married Wallace. So the Rockefeller, like I say, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers. Joe Kennedy was appointed ambassador to England for the sole purpose of taking down my father in 1936 when he became king. So he married my mom, I believe, but my mom's sister, the artist Georgia O'Keeffe. He married my mom in about 37, because I was born in 39, kidnapped in 41, and brought to Moulton, Alabama, near Huntsville. And I was given the name Peggy Ann Dempsey Childers. I married at Childers, and the reason I'm making these mistakes, I want you to listen to it. In my speech and everything. Lina Dempsey, that family lived on a pigsty farm. It was horrible. When I say that, the dirt, the filth, the poverty. And there was incest within the family and everything. Yeah, they went to church on Sunday. And they put me there, and Lina was pregnant, and she had twins, Carl and Peggy, out of wedlock. So a week or 2 weeks before, she had killed Carl with a nosebleed in the winter. I don't know if it was what date. Anyway, they knew what time, and JFK had to do with bringing me, actually helped in the kidnapping. He and my uncle, Elizabeth's father. Elizabeth is illegal, so was her father, George the Sixth. So he wasn't a reluctant person at all. He helped take his brother down. He helped plan my kidnapping. So they gave me Peggy's identity, which oddly enough is a nickname for Margaret. Anyway, when I was born, my father had the addendum because he didn't intend to abdicate, and didn't. The double did, and a double married Wallace and became the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. And I'm really sick. I'm trying to get this up because you should see the living room here. I've got my stuff because I've been run all over, up and down, and it's funny to the employees here that they can do an 80. I'll be 81 come Tuesday the 7th. Can hardly walk. I've been so sick. So what they find funny about it is sickening to me that they could do it to me. Anyway, if I'm babbling, so to speak, it's hard to put up who I am because people have called me names, and recently I've gotten some help on proving or and I don't know, they start harassing anyone that tries to help. This goes way up in politics, and I'm in bad shape. I put this up in people don't want to hear it. Uh, oh, this isn't happening, and oh, that it leaves me in fear of what can be done to me for even trying to say who I am and live. I'm going to leave out anything and just jump to this. I'm allergic to chemicals. I was born with an autoimmune disorder, and I should have lived a normal life, but when I'm around chemicals, um, that are deliberately put there and so heavy, then I react. And over time, I've been around here where in the Bay Money and where I'm at, so they're going to really. I'll have to leave today, and I have nowhere to go. My clothes and bags and everything, a few things I've been able to put together here in the middle of the floor because I just moved from across the hall, and from there I was next to me and across the hall. So I've been up and down here, and it makes me look like they're doing me a favor instead of deliberately. Taking what's the price of liver or heart? I've got heart problem from it all, and lungs, set of lungs these days. There's mold and mildew in there, and I've put these up when I first came here 2.5 years ago because it was so bad, the mold and mildew. And that's the reason that they got uh, control of my phone. That was stolen, and then it was putting the name of the Baymont in. And I no longer had a phone or an account with Google. So anyway, I recently had an account, whatever you call it, recovery, and it's still messed up. But I got another phone. At least I can put up a video because I couldn't put up a video because they had taken my account and had taken a phone, and I bought the phone before I ever came here. And anyway, the mold mildew has been horrible, but I've lived here because the law doesn't work for me. I mean, it's been a nightmare because of who I am and about who kidnapped me. So I'm going to get to this. I've really had a rough time, and I'm going to put this up because I wrote a book about mind control, and 76 I started it, and it was about the Tesla files, how you can cure an illness or create an illness. And if I'm babbling, please bear with me. So anyway, I'm not sure if I can finish this. Anyway, it's been a nightmare. People knowing what's being done to me and watching how sick I am and everything over the years. And I've tried to leave, and I'm forced to come back here to the Roanoke, Salem area in Virginia. Now then, I want to get to this. This has been constant. How I've lived this long. It's beyond belief that people will do things that the cops tell them to do, either help me or, is killing me. And I'm not going to go into detail again because, they could knock at my door, and I'm locked up, and I'd never see the light of day again, all right? Because I can't get an attorney or anything. So I'm just going to go to this part of it. This has been continuous. I think now it was 3 days ago. I got up at 5 o'clock, and I get ready, and I go have a bite to eat. They have a little dining area just a few steps up from me. And I've always eaten there in the morning, had my coffee and cereal, and they have eggs, or they're fake eggs, but they're protein and they're not bad. And it's, they have a few other things. But anyway, I went up to have my coffee, and when I came back, this phone was going out, and I don't have a car, and it's hard for me to get someone, or I have to pay a cab to go to the store, and I don't have money. It takes all my money to stay here. So anyway, I'm trying to keep it together because I know I've just about had pneumonia if I didn't in this episode, if you want to call it. And my eardrums have already burst once right after I moved here. Uh, and there's records of there's bacterial infection, and I keep having bacterial infections because of having to breathe it. And you people can pretend you don't believe it, and that's crazy. It's happened, and you allowed it in your law. Now that I'm trying to think. It was 2 days ago, I guess. Excuse me. When I woke up and had the coffee as normal, I go up there like clockwork at the same time and have the coffee and a little bit of breakfast. I don't know. I've never had anything in all these years. The person that cooks there, I trust very much. He's one I do trust. And he's always cooked the breakfast, and I'd go up and eat and come back to the room. I have no life whatsoever other than begging. So now then, he was going to take me to the store to get a card to refill my phone so it wouldn't be cut off. And I remember I went up at 9 o'clock, and all I'd done was eating a little bite of breakfast, as I always do. And I went up there, and I was so sick, I could not. I thought I was dying. I was so dizzy, and I've had vertigo before in my life and been to the hospital. This is not vertigo. It's a total different whatever it's causing me. And I was crying when I got up there, and I have to go in that little scooter and push it up there. So I told him and the manager, female manager, that how sick I was. They could tell. I said, there's reasons I said this. It's best for me not to go to the emergency room when this is being used on me, chemicals. I have been told that if I went to well, I'm going to leave it there. You can guess. I made it back to the room, and they just moved me, or I had to move because this room I was in, which happens to be next to this, had water coming out from the wall. They said it was in the wall, and evidently it's been there before, but it was coming out, and it had soaked the carpet and everything, and I'd put up with it, and so I asked to move. So they don't move me. This has been going on in one form or another using my illness, which if you gave somebody that's allergic to peanut, you made them or forced them to eat a peanut, that would be considered assault and battery with intent to kill. Yet they have been able to run me like a bloody dog and laugh and get away with it. My health is so bad because people are afraid and don't care of the people that's organized this and are doing it, the ones that kidnapped me, okay, the group, the American government. Now, he took my money to go and get me a phone card, and I passed out when I came back at 9 a.m., and I was up enough to hand him the bills to go get the phone card. And I went back to bed. I honestly thought I was dying. And I didn't know anything. It was just my head. Everything was just like in such turmoil of pain and everything. And somebody will see this, and if they don't care about the background, they say, well, you should have gone to the doctor, honey. Well, no, I shouldn't have. So anyway, I remember he brought back the phone card, and I was able to put it on my phone to keep it from going out. I did not know anything else. I lay back down. I did not know anything else. Into the night, I went to the bathroom to urinate one time. I knew nothing. I honestly felt I was dead. And I thought, this has gone on so long. I fought to live. So I was totally, really wiped out from that morning. I didn't know if I'd eaten something or what had happened to me. Anyway, the room that they'd moved me across, or I had to move. They don't help me. I was across the hall, and it was worse. And by the way, the woman I'm going to go ahead and put it up because I know that somebody's going to do something to me, or I got to move, and I can't move my stuff. I don't have anywhere to go or a car. So anyway, she's been a manager here since 2017 at the Baymont Inn. So her husband had suddenly become maintenance here, and he seemed real nice. And when they're moving me the other day across the hall, or I'm moving myself from the wet that's in the room up here, it's right next to me, where I'd managed to stay for a while. But I had to move myself. He did come in at the end. He did, and it shocked me. I didn't know that was her ex-husband. But he took the fridge across the hall for me to use. It's a small one, but it's got a little freezer. And when I got in there, I began getting really ill. And there's mold mildew in the air heating units. And I didn't know if it was what was coming out of that. It was coming out, the fumes and vapors, whether I turned the heat on or not, and it's cold. Anyway, he seemed real nice, and I'm just giving you what happened. You can make your own assumptions. Now then, I even went up there and I said, hey, to her, when he helped me get the refrigerator across the hall. Mind you, they should be doing something to stop the fumes and things that are deliberately used. So they've done it to me so they can say I'm a wacko and come out and handcuff me, and I'd never see the light of day again, just like Anastasia up here in Charlottesville when they killed her in 1984. And it really was Anna. So now then, I'm sick in the room across the hall. And, I was totally out of it. It was like I was dead from that 9 a.m. till briefly intermittent, like I've said, when I gave him money to get my phone card. Okay, this is the next morning. I woke up. So I'm totally wiped out just about from 9 a.m. that morning till 5 or 5:30 the next morning. And I fixed me some coffee here in the room because I knew the fumes were bad. I didn't know if the fridge, he said something about it needed a new pan, but I didn't know if he'd spilled coolant or how it was so bad, the fridge, because I'd dealt with it before. I've been able to keep that fridge because it's the only one, I think, that has a freezer. So it kind of gone with me room to room. But now then, I didn't know what was really knocking me out like that. I knew it was horrible, and what it had done to me. So now then, I go up and I have to, I had to ask her, and to get another room, and I asked her could I get the room directly across the hall from that one. So I've started in 103 across the hall, and it was 104 where it was really so bad I couldn't take it, and I'm so sick. Now that I'm moving across to 105 directly across, and this is a feat for me. I'm so sick, and then I've collected some things since I've been living here 2.5 years that I'd hate to lose, and I'm having to pull them with two stout people here, boys, men. Nobody will help me. They're employees. I move across here, and it's the Queen's room, which they don't rent to weekly people. And in the past 2.5 years, I've been told that they've got the Queen and King room, but they don't rent them out weekly at all. They charge a price for that over, and beyond what I could even get. So this happens to be the Queen's room. I did not know that. It was right next door to where I've been run up and down and all that, but I didn't know it. And so she told me I could have it, and I made sure that the price would be the same. And she told me, she says, I know you were really sick. Well, any fool could see it and tell it. So I moved in here, and her husband is supposed to be maintenance, and suddenly he's not here, and not going to work that day, and it's confusing because I mean I was literally just out, and I didn't know if it was a smell or if I had eaten something at breakfast because I've never had a problem with his cooking or anything in the 2.5 years I've been here, and I trust him, and he's always been really, really nice to me. I'll have to say that. Or I couldn't have stayed here this long, I don't suppose. But anyway, her husband didn't come in. And let me jump to this. Yesterday was Saturday, January the, what, 4th, 5th, 4th. Okay, now that I'm talking, I'm texting on YouTube, and I've hesitate to turn the heat on. So far, I slept in here night before last, and it wasn't comfortable, but it was. I slept and wasn't like being totally knocked out, you know. Uh, so anyway, I went down for breakfast yesterday morning and came back, and I'm in the room here, and I kind of was still having the effects of whatever knocked me out, the smell or whatever had gotten to me. And so I'm texting to a friend of mine, two of them, trying to, and my glasses got lost in the process, and I keep moving, and I can't find them, and of course it's a mess. And I've texted back to them, and lo and behold, I was supposed to get some mail, a gift from this lady, and I went up. I started out the door because it should have been here, and she'd said a tracking number, and I thought, well, they know me all here. They know I moved. They know that I'm allergic to chemicals. And let me say this again: only when I'm soaked in them. And you don't believe me? God help me live through this. And the world have to see the mess they've done to me and my children. And you tell me about American law. So I was going out to get the tracking, to go up there and see if it was up there. It was a little heater, so I wouldn't have to use the heating system here because of the mold, mildew, and getting sick from it so bad. And right now I'm finding it hard to talk, and I don't know if you can tell or not. Or anyway, I'm so sick. I've just woke up, and it's about 3 o'clock when I woke up. It's 3:18 now. I can't even move my head hardly. Same thing is affecting me. Anyway, last night I started out the door to go up and see if the little heater was up there. She said she'd mailed it. And the minute I got to the door, I'm just telling you the process here, and you make your own conclusions. I opened the door, and her ex-husband, who's never, to my knowledge, worked here before, and couldn't come in until last night about 9:45 it was, because I was texting. When I came back, I put the time in to a friend on social media, and I walked out the door to go up to the office and see if I had gotten the heater that my friend had sent. And opened the door, and her husband, ex-husband, is walking right in front of the door, and he's just happy-go-lucky like he was when I saw him the other day, and he put the fridge over there, and the rest of it I did, and I got so sick later in the room. And then I'm over here, and now I'm going up to the office, and he's like it's early morning or anything, and he's walking down the hall. Hey, I hear you're out and about now. So what do you say? What did he do? Part did he play in this, or any? Suddenly he's the maintenance and all that. So going up to the office, and they don't have it. They say it's not there. So I come back, and when I was up in the office, up to the reception area, I had just gone out the door, and her ex-husband had gone by and said that. I'm up there, and this is another lady that lives here that evidently, I don't know, has some medical problems. She's sitting up there in her robe and everything, and she doesn't, nothing's bothering her, but I did smell the odor when I was standing there waiting for him to look and see if my package was there, which would have helped me not turn on the air and heat. I guess it would have. Because it has to do, I think, with the odor. Whatever they're using is deadly to me, whereas somebody else, it's just an odor. I'm surmising on this when it's put together with a mold and mildew and coming out in heat or coming out the fumes, whether I turn it on or not. Anyway, I came back to the room and they didn't have it, and I thought, my God, this is making me sick. So it's the odor. It's got to be something they're using, and they darn well know it. And I got in here and I was texting, and I texted the person. I said, my God, the maintenance is up here at 9:40 at night. I've never seen it before, and it's her ex-husband. So then I it was cold in here, and I decided, well, I got by uh, the previous night without getting too sick. I had been sick, and then I moved over here. I moved myself over here, by the way, in that condition. So I turned the air and heat on, but I don't think that was going to matter because I smelled the odor when I went up at about 9:40, same time he had gone by, the maintenance guy. So you make your own conclusion here. I'm trying to give it step by step the way I'm feeling now. Um, so I got ready to try to go to bed, and I realized, oh my God, this is what was making me sick. That I passed out, and I mean, I thought I was dead, and it wasn't vertigo like I've had at times in the past as a reaction to chemicals that were placed that should not have been. And somebody's going to say, well, why don't you get out of a motel? I hope you get to hear this. I hope I live and you get to hear it in the networks that are so. Donald Trump said they do not tell the truth. They follow orders. Now then, excuse me if I'm a little babbling. Maybe you should really know me because I have gone through hell, and I don't know a lot of people that could have. While I begged, while you Americans have known. Anyway, I lay down in bed, and I did turn the air and heat on, but the smell I knew then that it had to do with going out the door up there. I smelled it then, and the maintenance guy going by. Now, you tell me, did he have anything to do with it? I don't know. I'm giving you the timeline. And anyway, I went to sleep, and the heat, I had it on. I left it on a little bit, I believe. No, I haven't even touched it, so I had it cut off. Yeah, and so I'm still got it. So it was 3 o'clock when I started doing the video. I don't know if this will go up. That's one of the reasons they got my phone, so I couldn't put it up. And you think it's easy for me to get out and try to find another place? The law has been broken, and I don't know what will happen to me for putting this up. I'll have to leave. I can't go through this. I don't know. I was told by a state trooper, and I won't mention his name anymore. I've put it up enough. Bless his soul for telling the truth. He said, don't ever let them put you in a nursing home because there they'll get control, and you can't leave. And in other words, I can't walk out and get away from it. People have done what they're told because there's no repercussion, no law that protects me. So I'm sitting here. I don't know if you can tell by my voice or anything, but I woke up and I thought, just at 3 o'clock now at night, I thought, my God, the odor is in here and the smell, and that's what the maintenance guy had to be the one that used it, and he very well knows he's her ex-husband. She knows, so I'm gonna leave it there. You tell me. I'm in the Queen's room. This is some kind of sick joke that's gone on, that you can kidnap me and do the things to me and my children, and there's no repercussion for anybody. Um, so right at the moment they say, well, why don't you go to the hospital? What? Everybody knows I'm allergic to chemicals. You have to stop deliberately putting the chemicals in the room or where I go. I've tried to go to HUD. You should hear that's HUD, that's federal. By all means, they should be locked up. What happened to me? I paid my rent on time, and people are afraid of the whole mess that surrounds my kidnapping and all of it. And it's a joke what they're doing to me. And the people that I did finally, that aren't really trying to help me, now they go after them. So I'm sitting here at this time, and I'm going to put this up if it will go, because it's from getting my phone August the 1st of 2018. That was last year, right? Okay. Or was it? Yeah. Yeah. And my phone was put in their, my Google account was stolen, put in their name, even though it had my name on the, well, I'm not even going to say that. So my phone was basically out. I couldn't video or do anything, even make a phone call out, and I just bought a $50 phone card, which is what I usually put in every month. So it was out from October, and there was something happened in October that was important, and that has to be the reason it was knocked out. So they've known everything I've put on here, text or phone calls or anything. So I didn't get this phone connected until the 1st of December, the 3rd. I remember when I got it. So now this is the results. So I don't know. I can't stay in here in this condition. And they know it. I look at someone paying to live here. I've paid my rent on time every friggin' time. And I'm going to leave it here and hope this goes up and somebody comes and knocks at my door. And why don't you get to the hospital? Why don't they stop running me like a mad dog and deliberately putting chemicals to where I react like this? Normally I go and I shop when I'm able to shop, got the money. I go anywhere I can get on the city buses used to, or in a taxi cab, and go and I lead a normal life. It's where I've tried to live. I was in a campaign, and I usually put up Hustler magazine because I was writing a book way back in, started in '76 about mind control murders, the Tesla files and all that. And I had really bad repercussions. That's before I started finding out about my kidnapping and everything. So, I'm throwing that in because Larry Flynn of Hustler magazine was shot while I was doing the book in 1978, and because I knew who was responsible for the programming and mind control murders. That's how they do your college campuses like Virginia Tech, and all those were done by programming innocent people. They don't even know it. And the mass murders, and of course, they take your guns away. Then that's the whole aim, where it's going. So I'm going to stop now because I don't know what will happen to me if this video even goes up. And I'm going to put this around just to show you what I pulled across here. And this is the Queen's room. So, I wish this would be told because it is the god-awfulest crime if you ever hear it. And I hope I live because Anastasia didn't.